What's going on, guys? It's me, Komamps. I don't know why I said that, but we're back to Project Eden's Garden. I said I'd finish the game, and I meant it. So, the last time I made a video on this was like a month ago. So let's finish Project Eden's Garden, like the big demo, right? This was the demo. So yeah. Hope you enjoy. Hope that this ordeal will be over soon. Oh, yep, investigation. So, if last episode, we introduced ourselves around to all these people, and then we came in, and we saw this random dead body. But it's not a real dead body, because it's just some, I guess, like, some dummy. So, but it's about a previous murder that was in the school. So, let's find out. Before I do anything, I should go back over to this tablet. There is no music whatsoever. The victim is Kara Kostikin, the ultimate teacher's aide. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Cause of death is blood loss. The time of death is unknown. There's a lot going on here. Yeah, chemical burns in addition to 28 stab wounds? Jesus, I don't want to believe anything the speaker guy says, but if the murder really is based on true events, damn, the killer is totally sick in the head. Tablet has been added to the treat bullet section. Okay, the trinket. That's the monopad. Hey guys. Anyway. God, the sensitivity's high. So let's inspect the body. Our captor gave us a lot of information about this victim. To the credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. God damn it, it's just a doll. Damn it, stop hesitating. Yeah, it's like the most realistic doll ever. Okay. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody and discernible pulp. I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll, there's no reason to be afraid of a doll. The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked this rifle. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body? Maybe it was for self-defense. Oh, hey man. I forgot all of these guys' names. I forgot all of them. The rifle, could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something.
No.
What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, Gene walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. He's a pirate, right? Isn't that what he was?
Hey,
you're messing with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. Eh? From the top of the magazine protruded a loaded bullet.
I see.
But that's interesting. The rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Yeah, that's probably best. Better than him holding it. Bro, okay. Damn, a loaded gun? What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless the gun was purely for intimidation? But what's the point of having a gun if you're gonna stab the girl? Bro, it's obviously for self-defense, dude. It's not very logical, but it'd be a twisted game to play with the victim. Bro, what's the point? Yeah. Assault rifle has been added to the treat bullet section. We're trying to get it. Okay. So, now the knife. I'm assuming this is a murder weapon. So, let's see this. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. It's safe to say this must be the murder weapon. Bloody knife has been... Really?! My goodness! So, now we gotta look at the body. Oh my god. Oh. The girl has been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you'd think it was a stab to the heart or something. But the tablet claimed a blood loss. Taking a closer look, the wounds didn't seem excessively deep. At least not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? Probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? Damn, this is messed up. You think? This is horrible. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there were dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood under her nails, but not the rest of her hand? Victim's hands has been added to them. So was she like trying to scratch the guy? That seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else was catching my eye. I should check inside of the closet now. Dude, the sensitivity is so high. I don't think I'm used to this. Okay. Oh yeah, she's the ultimate liar, right? I remember. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was dilapidated. It was the last place I wanted to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present strong arguments. Okay, back at the closet. Hold on. I just remember I had face cam last episode, so I had to do it this episode. Hey guys, oh my god. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm so tired. Next to this liar girl. Liar! Liar! The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspected them, lifting each towel to check for anything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. Okay. Let's talk to you, liar girl. I liked you, but then now I don't like you. There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check. No thanks. A person like her is probably more likely to cause a murder, not solve one. Alright, have fun with that. Hey man, she's just trying. Cassie Amber.
Check it out!
Hey, check out what's behind this door! Saying that, she stepped away from the corner.
Right.
It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Dude, not
I'm disappointed in you.
Huh?
Huh?
So hackneyed!
You call that thing a ladder? It's obviously a step ladder!
Seriously?
Aren't they practically the same thing?
Pardon me.
I had to agree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. There certainly was what the victim would want. A guy that doesn't get my reference is no fun to be around. Oh, okay. Screw you. Smell you later, lawyer man. She's already out here? Does she even investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? Okay, what's so special about the ladder? I want to see the ladder, dude. Wait, it was right next to the body, so it has to be special, right? Okay. Bucket. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find in the janitor's closet. But why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside it except... What is this smell? It smells like bleach. Bucket has been added to the truth bowl section. Yay! Bleach. Why would they bleach her body when there was like nothing in her? Did they put her like fingernails in the? Okay,
it's
no,
for
that
the
would make
best.
sense. We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible, not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablets say. Now, I'm still skeptical about the validity of the statement. Okay, so back in the closets. I'm kidding, guys. Okay. Oh yeah, she's the Okay, I'll remember, guys. I'll remember. Desmond Hall.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on this shelf. Oh yeah, he's an archer, right? I'm assuming, because they're all full with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach.
Huh?
Bleach. But there was a bucket in his closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort they put into this. I can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it. If that's your way to cope, bro. Okay, let's see what you gotta say.
Golly!
Their shows are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands go as far as back as the 80s and 90s.
Eh?
You recognize them? Cause I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
All chemicals do the job better since there are fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all of that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the fuzz. I'm sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies. Winona. That security camera, it's brand new. Now that she mentioned it, it does look out of place. Do you think it would have gathered dust like the other items here? Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech.
Sheesh.
Typical school spending more on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the academy's doing. Yeah, we're literally investigating a murder scene. Ding dong, bing bong. Is that it? Oh shoot! Okay. All right, everyone. That's time. Oh, I'm thinking this is Monokuma. My bad. Look at you all. You investigated the crime scene so well. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere near the tree of ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Click. Class trial? What the hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation.
Let's see.
If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. Yep. Well, this is down, so I'm acting like I'm gonna have a full hour of investigation. No. Look at, oh yeah, I forgot how much people.
Come off the grass.
Oi, what the hell is the class trial? Oh, you guess as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, we're going to court. What? Court?
What?
He's going to put us on trial.
Listen to me.
Maybe that's what we're talking about, the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense our current situation, investigating clues, files. What else could stuff be? Bro, I'm excited for the class trial,
Well
bro.
put.
Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case. Anyway,
Wait a minute.
he mentioned that the elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance. Oh, what was her ultimate? Or her skill? Oh, I don't remember. He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably. Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of it. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. There. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's going to be a nuisance to deal with.
Okay.
You might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. Oi, little child, what you doing out here? Get out. How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried at all?
It's simple.
Not really. It's not like we're investigating some high-stakes murder. It's just a dummy, that's it. Yes, quite. I completely oh yeah, because she's like a little child. She's obviously faking it without even looking at her face. I can tell she's sweating bullets. Okay, child, get away from me. I don't have time for children like you. Oh, is it inside the tree? When I saw around the tree, I saw that people were already bickering.
Check it out.
A big tree in Garden Academy overused religious symbolism as tight. I really hope we get let out
Oi,
after this.
you.
Can you confirm, liar chick? Why are you asking her?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing you
That
right?
makes her one of the bad guys? Who would want to fake their identity? Besides, someone with a secret to hide? Yeah. I bet she's the one who brought the gas bomb onto the train.
Really?
And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever?
If no one else is gonna
All
say it.
you needed was a mask to protect you then. Hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No, the large chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She could be lying to herself. Think of that, guy. She somehow knew that dead body was a dummy, then she poked it in the face. That's not normal.
Deal with it.
I told you it was my intuition. Okay, liar. Intuition, my ass. It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder.
Any clue?
Where's the elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's meant to be an elevator around here. Isn't the tree, right? But all I see is the Tree of Ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we're being played for fools. The tree's gonna open, right? Is that it? Statue. Is this a switch? At the base of the tree was a marble dust depicting a figure in a creeper mask. There were cracks all over the There's cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing be?
What you doing?
You noticed that statue too, don't you?
Huh?
Huh?
No,
Oh
right.
yeah. What's up with that statue? There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what.
Look.
The mask is broken. There's a piece missing.
But
Is that weird? Is that weird? The statue is probably like super old. That's what makes sense. It makes sense that it'd be cracking. I cannot speak. I went back to school and I still can't understand English, bro. No, this definitely seems intentional.
wait.
Like it's crappy on purpose. Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know,
What
maybe if we
about-
find the piece and place it back in the statue, something will happen like a puzzle solving game. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it won't hurt to try.
Sounds easy.
You saying we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Read onto your butts, because I got the eye of the predator.
Whatever.
Pause. This isn't a Never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself, while the others scurried around it. After what seemed like a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hand.
Oi!
Oi, everyone, I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
Nice.
Nice, that must be it.
What
What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back within the mask?
Leave it to me.
Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
soybean?
Back off, Hercules. You ain't the one who found it. Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slid it right into the mask. And then nothing happened.
Fail.
Oh, that was anticlimactic. Click! Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly!
Oh, golly!
Oh, shit!
This guy! Are we about to die? Oh. I knew it! I'm so smart, guys. I'm definitely gonna... What?
Yo!
Yo, I was right!
Whoa.
That actually worked. Secret passageway in a tree. I never thought I'd see that. Are these cursing more than last video, or were they always like this? The tree of knowledge is a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding. It exists here only as a barren replica. This tree of ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often inspires to be seen as wisdom. Click!
Game over, man! Game over!
This guy. Oh god, now he's spinning random philosophy. We're so screwed. Let's take us to the elevator.
What about...
The stairs at the foot.
Question mark?
There's stairs at the foot of the opening.
Yep.
Yep, what are we waiting for? Let's just... Some of these guys have some goofy, like, dialogue.
If I may ask.
Why the sudden rush?
Duh.
I want to get home. Duh.
Elementary, my dear.
This dude. If we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simple math.
Sure.
Fair enough. So we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approach the opening of the tree and descended into the darkness. Oh, this looks fire! This is an elevator. I see the elevators underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. Dude, oh my god, this is so much, dude. I just get, this is so nice. I used to be a hardcore danganronpa fan. Just playing this game just makes me feel like so nostalgic. Random people thrown into this horrible place, and for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene? An investigation? A creepy statue? An elevator in a tree? None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Garden Academy. Dude, I'm so excited for the class trial, bro. How are we already 20 minutes in? God. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall when my movement stopped completely. What does the class trial look like? The doors open. Come on, what does this room look like? Come on, bro. Oh! In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. Oh, inside the room with 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome, everyone! I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name of it. Find your designated podium and stand there. Until I give out further instruction.
However,
and if we don't comply, they'll zap you, of course.
back off.
Not the zapping again. Just face it, Miss Madison. We had to get along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm fanboying hard, bro. This is embarrassing. Scaring the faces around me. Everyone wore similar expressions. Oh my god. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some insane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape. A way to run with this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. Oh my... Would you like to say? Of course, dude. Of course. I'm gonna get through this trial, boy. I'm gonna solve Kara Baskin's case. I don't know her name. I'm so excited, dude. I'm bro. I'm gonna be quiet, dude. My game for.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place.
Dang, our boy Damon is tall. Look at this guy. This guy is just overlooking these guys.
Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out.
So we can literally just say she just laid there and just let out, and that would be alright?
That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
Oh my god, dude.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Dude, oh my god. I'm sorry. Dude. Middle school me would have loved. Of course it's middle school. Of course middle school me like danganronpa. Okay, bro.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here!
Somebody get me out of here!
Oh shoot! Oh shoot!
What happened to her?
That's what I'm wondering. Eloise? I don't know.
Oh shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects.
Permanent? Yeah, okay.
If I wanted to see the brain dead bicker, I'd just turn on the telly.
I just turned on to telly, mate.
On that note, please, carry on.
Yes, sir! Holy, the people running this thing aren't playing around. You should have realized that when they kidnapped you in the train, dummy.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing? I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
He said all of us have to agree, dummy!
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Investigate! Talk!
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
I'm Buddha!
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Yeah!
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Yeah, that's what we had to know. Because we don't know who the murderer is. And, like, I don't think we're ever going to find out who the murderer is. Because this is some random murder case.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Oh, the knife. Bop, 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 go through her trees.
Probably because it's so obvious.
On God!
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
Yay! Yo, she's tweaking, bro. Come on, we gotta send her back to the hospital. These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Yes! Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of non-stop debate approaching. Doing non-stop. Oh! Sorry, guys. Calm down, guys. Come on. I know it's exciting, bro. Come on, guys. You don't have to get too excited. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Oh my God. Okay, assault rifle. He shot her. Bop, bop.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true? Objection!
Okay.
It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
No, you're wrong.
I did
Fuck!
a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun.
No.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah! Right?
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Yeah, bro. Oh, I can't wait to hear this guy just act all sassy, bro.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
Yes, King.
All right, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso.
And you read the thing. You would know that,
If the
stupid.
gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
You inspected the case. You inspected the crime scene, right? Did you not notice the bloody knife laying next to the body? The actual murder weapon. That's obvious. What was the actual murder weapon? The door. The door.
I got it.
I got it, bro.
The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's
Oh God, bro.
Why so Camp's razor gotta ruin everything?
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Literally.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
He was just feeling so silly. He was like, hey, look at my cool gun. What would happen if I were... Oh, it's not loading. I was supposed to kill you. Pop, pop, pop. He was just feeling very silly that day, okay? He was just feeling good.
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Stupid.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
Diana, chill, bro. Come on, bro. This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Another non-stop debate, bro. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Top of the assault. It's not gonna beat the assault rifle.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yep.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
It's easy to assume that the killer was the one holding the gun, but considering the detail of the victim's death, it's inclined to... Oh, because she had things under her fingernails, right? Yeah, wait.
To reiterate,
both the rifle were next to the victim. Yet they opted for the odd choice. I bet that gun didn't these days. All about that's like if the gun was broken.
Then the killer.
No, that's wrong!
I'm...
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
Oh, okay.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
That makes sense, yeah.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't...
Complete
well,
sense.
I knew that, but I didn't know which shoot bullet was gonna go with the thing, so...
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct?
Oh, yeah.
If so, why didn't she shoot them?
I think when she walked through the door, the bucket of bleach was on top. That's why it was on the top of her head. So when she opened it, it fell on her head and it blinded her. And then the killer came around and stabbed her. Oh, I'm so smart.
A stealth attack. I bet the killer memorized
oh my god.
her AI movements.
Oh, shut up.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Yeah, the bloody hands.
This is it.
Yep, this is it, bro.
We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
It happened in the janitor's closet, right?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
No, there would have been a blood trail.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor? Or in the hallway?
You know what I'm talking about, girl!
Drag marks. Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Stupid child, bro. I can't be talking. I'm like...
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
There would be droplets, right? No, because it would be in the front of the body. No, it would be like pouring out, bro. She was stabbed 28 times. Dude, she's definitely gonna like bleed out and come from the sides, dude. Her blood's definitely like coming.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in...
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Literally.
She was obviously killed in the closet.
That's where the blood was?
This should have been obvious from the beginning, you people, you idiots.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on.
I like her.
That
She's
fight.
cool, Eloise.
The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
I know. I played the games. But I was an idiot. But I know this time. I know what happened. I know the case, bro. The bucket fell on top of her. And
That slimy killer pulled a
fast
fast
one.
one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
No!
By the sounds of it,
She dropped
those
it.
two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see.
Yep. Ha! Don't scold me, you stupid. No. I shove. I always make this mistake and play danganronpa. I don't wait entirely.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
I'm so confused.
I bet that
Is it tablet? Is it tablet and C? Because it's so like there was a thing on top of her head. If it's tablet and C, I'm ending it. I'm actually gonna be mad.
I bet that girl
It
didn't
has to be.
even
That's the only answer. Anyway.
I got it.
Yeah, we got consent, guys. Always get consent, my boys.
John actually has a point. The victim probably
I should
couldn't
have
see what was
realized that,
going
'cause,
on.
dude, I literally know, but in the case, you even said the thing. So
According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
Yeah.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
That shit was like, bah, 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 bah. Like.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous.
But how did he know she had a gun?
Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
Oh my god!
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
Hey.
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
It's like 20 minutes.
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation.
Stab plus ways equals murder case solved. Why are you making this hard, Wolfgang?
Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
No, we don't.
As in, the motive?
What's the point? We already know.
You're on the right track.
You speak
Oh.
like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name.
Oh, well, just for the victim's sake, you know what I'm saying?
What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
What is it, Grace? What's the big elephant in this room?
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
Maybe like a bucket?
And what is this something else? Go on. Explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
Oh my god, it's the bucket. It's the bucket.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container? There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
How stupid do you have to be in order to be like...
The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
Okay, the container.
Well,
The container.
Oh, no! I didn't... Why did you pass me?
Into another.
What about a container?
I got it.
Oh, yeah! I'm so smart.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
You go, Damon. You
Yo,
go!
that makes sense.
This guy is so sassy with it, bro. Come on.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
Let me put this bucket on top of the door. Okay, let's watch and see this devious plan. Oh god! Oh my god! No!
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
Nah, bro. He's like, bam! Hit her in the face.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
He was hiding behind the door. He was like, oh, this is gonna be such a good prank. This is gonna be so silly. And then, shabam! Like, it's on top
Of course,
of the door.
my apologies.
Wolfgang's just a respectful gentleman. It's a good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Because it fell on top of her head,
Well,
on top of the
if
door!
you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Because it fell on top of her head!
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals...
God, how does Wolfgang probably knows this, bro?
Did
Come on,
the
Wolfgang.
killer somehow suspend the
Wolfgang's
bucket in
dumber
the
than
air?
Shuichi, bro. Shuichi was the ultimate detective, and yet he still was asking these stupid questions, bro. Like,
Maybe there was a mechanism
Not like
that made it
Hajime.
tip over when someone entered the room.
what's an octagon?
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which. Well. Could mean anything.
The killer is Spider-Man. He was on his little web thing. He was holding the bucket, and then he pointed down on her. He's Spider-Man, guys.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
No.
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to.
Face.
Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
But the question is, why did she even go to the closet with an assault rifle in her hands?
Unless you take into account the size difference. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
Thank you, Damon.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The door! The door! Nothing. A stepladder? That's not the stupid stepladder. But use the
I got it.
stepladder to get up on the door. So...
I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
This is more than a water bucket prank, dummy. This is bleach going into someone's eye, idiot.
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That Is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
To balance the bucket on top of the door, the killer would need to reach it pretty high. Was there anything on the crime scene they could have used as a boost? Wink, wink. Was it the cell? Was it? It's the stepladder.
There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point!
Yes,
Occam's
he
razor!
did!
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety.
Yep.
No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
Unless he levitated, he just went...
Was the only knickknack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
Knickknack's a funny word, bro.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far.
Yeah, mate.
But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you, apes.
Ape! Oh, you
Please
bum.
just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
You do not have the right to be tired. There's a dead person
don't
tired
feel
forever.
like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
You know what? Guys, you're not right about that.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
He had to be hidden, yeah. I didn't even think about that. That I actually don't know. Waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby or soon. What would he have hide? In the back of the janitor's closet. That would make sense, right?
I got it.
Yeah.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range.
Oh.
That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
Let's go! We're smart!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Yeah, but what's the motive?
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It wasn't even fake. The guy literally said this is a real crime scene.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun.
She was gonna kill him.
She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse.
Wolfgang, are you right?
28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
It's like Detroit became human, bro. 28 stab wounds.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
Wolfgang, you right?
I agree with you, dude. But you don't have to shout out your point.
Wolfgang, you right? Do you know Kara personally? Like...
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Oh, okay. What is he gonna do, Wolfgang, little boy?
Huh?
Yeah, what's he gonna do, little boy?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case.
Literally. We know what happened. We don't need to know the motive.
We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
Okay, okay.
What the hell?
Okay, bro, chill!
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
No harm.
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked them out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Maybe the killer was being chased. That's why she had a gun, and she was chasing after him. So he hid in the janitor's closet and he saw bleach, so he poured it in the bucket, placed it on top of the door, and it ran to the other side waiting, scared. Right? That could happen, because she had a gun, literally.
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense. No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud, you seem a little pressed.
Yeah, you think he's, like, taking this case personally?
Silence! I won't allow this!
Okay, you wait! Wow, things are getting emotional. Thought you would have been using logical to further the thing. Oh, yeah, this is the purple stuff.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that?
Yeah.
There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof. As the ultimate liar.
Was this murder justified or was it truly unforgivable? I feel like I had to obligation to find the truth.
Killer deserves to be brought.
But how can we do? There's no reason to trust you.
No, that's wrong! Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
But he's tweaking hard right now.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before.
That's a good lawyer. Never mind. He's not a tweaker, bro. He's just a good lawyer.
If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy!
Hey! If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Yay!
Thank you all for your support.
Damon being a nice guy. This guy's a nice guy.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Yeah, because literally all of us are not trusting her. She's a liar.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied voice! We've figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Fine. I'll present the truth.
Is this what I think it is?
We'll present the truth together. Let's dig into it.
I got it.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Damon. I'll let him do the talking.
victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide.
Hold on.
Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle.
Okay, you already know. She got that AK. It's totally different.
That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
But why was she walking around with an assault rifle? We're just like so much context needed here, bro. Cause you're not. It's just a not normal day where you're like, oh, got my assault rifle. No, bro. But there's not enough evidence to know what happened. So.
They needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
Mm-hmm.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the doorframe. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival.
I'm covering Kim. Shoot.
The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Oh, that's gotta suck, dude. Ugh.
Youch!
Youch!
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor horse would be beside himself.
There's not enough evidence to know what happened before that.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it.
No, I bet you're mad sexy, dog.
However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while?
On God, bro.
Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face?
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Oh, it's party! Junko and Ashima. Hi. Who are you?
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants. The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze?
Who are you, dog?
Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Dog, you're not calling me a peasant.
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yo, what's happening? This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that.
Masa!
Within the halls halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only.
If he says God.
His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
Killing Game?
Well done.
Or you can call me Tozu for short.
Hey.
Hey, what do you mean by Killing Game?
The show must go on.
Do you really think the story would end once we reach the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning. Of what?
Why the long face?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates,
my blood is rushing.
Are going to kill each other. That's not.
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then.
But you said we could go home if we solved this mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way.
What?
What are you talking about? You lied to us.
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man sworn to the truth, and if I recall correctly, should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. No one cares, but we've done your end. Oh, this is what I promised already. I'll let you leave this room. I specifically said you could leave this room, not to go home. You sneaky son of a.
Not okay.
You're full of it, man. There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. I could never. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy, bull. What am I doing? Believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying.
Dude.
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you presents run away.
Pathetic.
I can't post again without any contestants.
Please don't.
Please don't do this.
I just want to go home.
I just want to go home and be with my family. Please just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Toner. Huh? We are all civilized here. No one's gonna kill something because we've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. And in much the same way, the game you proposed, a killing game between students who don't have a heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey.
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. Then he's gonna say, one of you guys killed someone, you murderer. No! When I see a fly in the room, I catch the poor deer in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see.
That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in the room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with the murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on, you've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take as a no? Goodness, what a surprise.
Plot twist.
Not! You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive. Excuse me?
Such a spoiled
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist.
And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simply to uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the killing game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair!
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of the most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to the slaughter.
Such
nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive the game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, it's no guilty party. If no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 people will be allowed to survive?
No shot.
2 people? That's hardly better than if someone gets away with a murder.
Well done.
I know, that's what makes it so funny. Most of you would die no matter what, and yet with every passing trial you all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go
And that exact mindset was what caused more murders to happen. Aren't those rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of more human compassion.
I have an appetite for destruction.
I can't wait to see all of you in action. The madman's loud tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off with a well-timed strike from behind.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Graves drove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed it with another blow and another. When it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
But before we could do anything... the sound of a gunshot echoed in her ears. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to the cheek where she had been nicked. But oh, I thought she got hit in the face, dude. Oh my god. I was like, no way. By the stray bullet. We all looked in the direction of the shot, where the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of the rifle. Her mask. The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. You shot at her!
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them. Everyone slowly backed away from Toto, suddenly fearful for their lives. Oh, what a shocking, unnecessary display of violence!
You think?
Yeah. I was talking about the Gopher woman. Well, now that you've became acquainted with her enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots, that was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further her shooting ability.
In any case.
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Meh? You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents?
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't know, but I'll continue to trust them as if I do, because they're ultimates. Huh? They're charged with better betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
We will not succumb, even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure first-row cart rooms for shooters. He's right! Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run-in with death.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think that Ultimates will fall for this bull? That's right! My friends and I have too much to live for, and too much to achieve. We won't throw all that away for your killing game.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voice in solidarity with Wolf King. All of them were so confident what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it makes me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I'm quite familiar with this idea.
Hi.
What kind of caption would it be if I can't handle with a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another.
No.
You got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Ava, surprised by her words.
Ah.
Do you actually believe no one here will actually try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random and homing attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, Ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me?
Look.
On the outside rows, the Ultimates would do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Don't you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape or resort to murder?
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all those people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? Whoa! So, that will be easier for you to kill them. That's
enough.
That's it, brother. Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed.
Please.
So stop trying to turn us against each other, please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Ava. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Ava's right. Huh?
No!
Damn it, not you too!
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make this situation less scary for everyone. But Ava made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anybody!
That's not it.
Diana, you admitted yourself, you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how they're playing into the masked man's hands? This whole World Ultimates thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us had the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? This question angered me even more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the Charlie barely means anything nowadays, right? Most Ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch!
You've got to be kidding.
You've got to be kidding me. Running a business that feeds millions is pointless?
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on! There's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean the rest of us? You're Ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I can feel their words warming into my soul. What makes you so special? I can actually achieve many things with my talent. And he's already falling into the hands too. I could argue policy, consider ethics and morality.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was the one who got you guys through that trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember us all helping out.
Shrimp?
Yeah, I remember what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands. But that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me, what a dragster is, do you know? Watch you step lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game?
The hell?
But I wasn't trying to. There was no use. They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads.
Isn't this lovely?
Do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? We'll save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We cleaned up the crime scene, right? I prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Get lost.
Thanks, Dad. Can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay. He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right, guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out here, okay? ... It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in a killer gang with people who despise me. Woo! How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. But these people practice what they preach. Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So cute, the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare, an unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Woo! That's crazy. Woo! Shoot! That was insane. Come on. Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Or the ship captain. Oh my god. Bro. This game is good, bro. Vows woven by stitches and needles. Surviving member 16, dude. Wow. To be continued. Oh my god. Dude, this game is so, bro. I'm already in love with this game, bro. So yeah, that was Project Eden's Garden. That was just the prologue that's out for now. If you guys want to see me play more of this game, I will happily play more of the game. Dude, this game is so good. It's so wonderful. So when more comes out, I will happily play more of it. And yeah, that's Project Eden's Garden. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye!